Hi guys, welcome back to my coloring channel. Today's tutorial will be about using watercolor to color brickworks, stoneworks, or pavement walks. So I'll be using watercolor of this student grade nature. I mean, it's sad looking, but the thing is that when you don't wash it, you still can use whatever remains. That's for me watercolor. I do use the same mixes, I would say. Anyway, I thought of trying to use this enchanted pages because the paper quality is not bad for watercolor. If I were to use watercolor paper, then your guys won't understand. I mean, it's different from using watercolor papers comparing to adult coloring book. So sorry. Anyway, if you guys are curious about how I use uh, what I use is a fine liners or acrylic to get these patterns, then just let me know. This one I use fine liners to create this kind of doodling, and if you've seen this one I use acrylic. So if you guys are interested, just let me know. I'll probably uh try do a tutorial. So this one, okay, this is a rough sketch of how I drew these brick walls from the outside of your, I think it's a house, right? If you can see this is probably the big, this is a huge big brickworks and some boulders here, and these are the pavement walks. uh, in case you guys are interested how I did this perspective, I could probably do another tutorial, because before this I did went to an art college in interior designing, but I didn't finish the course. Most of it I was like daydreaming the whole course through, and the only one that I remember I really liked is doing perspective drawings. Okay, this one. Okay, you need, as I said, to use watercolors and try to choose some orange. Let me spray this on. Some terracotta orange, some browns. I don't have greens actually. My greens finish. So, and you mixed it. See, I have some orange here from the leftover. This is probably a gouache. I'll probably fast forward this. And sometimes I'll do some dabbing here and there from the blues and the greens. But the main one will be in this browns and the orangey terracotta. So terracotta will be this. Is it a bit zoom in here? Yeah. You're actually supposed to go with light This is too dark, so too dark is like I will try to dilute it with water, more water, and probably just collect this and then just go for the next brickworks. It can be dark. I do mix a bit of browns and orangey just because brickworks, they are not, this is a rustic kind of coloring I'm doing. If you want to do those proper new brickworks, then it should be orange or all in terracotta uniform color, because I'm doing uh, this kind of rustic look, so I like to do this. I like to color in this kind of rustic coloring. It's actually coloring using watercolors is, it's pretty relaxing and it's quite easy, because it's like you can use, if you think you make something that you do not like, you color something, then you use more watercolor just to dilute it so that you can sort of erase that look that you don't like. Right. I'm using size 3 brush, size 3, but you can use a bigger brush or smaller brush. Actually, it's up to your preference. So see, some are brown, some are orange. I do hope that you can see this, because don't know why it's a bit dull here. Probably I'll adjust. Do you like using watercolor? I mean, I see mostly pencil colors are quite a favorite in most coloring books. I do. I like. I find that it's very relaxing using color pencils too. But I have some wrist problem, I think, so that's why I use less of. I would use less. I try to conserve or try to save my wrist work, so I will use more watercolor instead. So this one you could sometimes dab a bit of white, like those white powdery stuff that appears on the brick walls. So you mix a bit of white, orange again, and I would use also sometimes uh, some mozzie green, some of those green at the end. But if you think that you don't like the color, you just dab it. Mm. Just use more water and dabbing it. So I was saying that because when I was in my teenagers, I think, so I took up a course in interior designing. I think I was 19 at the time. I find out that it's not up to my liking, because I'm not into submitting deadlines and all that. They are very, when you do a project, you have to finish on time, and then you submit all these details, drawings, all that. So when I do, because I do like drawings, and when I draw, I don't like to to have this pressure of uh, deadlines. So that's why I didn't finish the course. Of course, I do regret it. If I finish it, probably I'll learn more, right? But then I did learn something. My favorite subject was perspective drawings in that school. I think I was quite hardworking in doing this kind of drawings perspective. I I'm quite skilled at drawing perspective, I remember at the time. So it helped me now. So this is the first layer. So I would do a second layer, probably I mean that bit uh, from the palette here. This is too red, I think. It's supposed to be orange or more of terracotta. Yes. Yeah, usually at the end or at the bottom of these bricks, they are usually very moldy or they are more mossy, I think. You have green moss or plants growing out. I do wish that probably if I were to take fine arts, if I were to take fine arts, probably my art would be better. I always think that way because interior designing is mostly what I remember was I learned color theory, some interior space planning, on some material selections, and then we had a lot of draftings, furniture designs, detailings, construction of furnitures, and perspective drawings. Lots of perspective drawing. That's my favorite subject. But now they use mostly computer aided, so they don't do any drawings of perspective. What I know of recently, mostly I think most art class they don't teach you how to draw. Is that they are guiding you, not really teaching you how to draw. Just that you have to learn by yourself, and they guide you from there. But I like that you learn color theory from art class. Like if you watch Cat and Pace, she mentioned about color theory. That is interesting. Maybe I did learn and I skipped that class. I'm not sure because I wasn't that a good student there. See, I keep layer and layering. I would layer a lot, many times, so long as this paper can hold. So far, this Johanna Basford's book has no problem with holding wet medium. I think this Paris romantic country also. It seems we are doing. I do find it that it holds water medium well too. Most Japanese books, I would say, not all. I would say some. This is extra red. Should be orange. Before I go on, I'd like to thank Maya for her shout out in one of her videos, because I was pleasantly surprised after the shout out. Um, there was a sudden increase of subscribers. I mean, most of them are from Maya's. I do understand, and I'm so grateful. And I was delighted that and felt very motivated. So I would like to do more of these videos if I can see more of these followers coming. Anyway, um, again, if you're watching this, Maya, thank you. It helps me with my channel. I mean, when I see more followers and more of your guys commenting and thumbs up my video, it's give me kind of like a extra boost, I would say, encouragement to try more of see whether how I can uh, do to help or do to inspire you guys. Of course, I'm not uh, um, expert in coloring, but I do have experience since I've been doing this for more than I would say 9 years. If you think that this is okay enough, yeah, you can stop now. Uh, you don't want to go too rustic, then you'll be is this nice, right? I'm not sure whether it's how do you find this. Then uh I will use, I think, fine liners or Posca to draw out the lines of this or the grouting. Okay, so I'm just waiting for it to dry, and I'm gonna get my cup of coffee. So see you later. And so I'm back with my coffee with butter and coconut oil. Uh, I'm so sorry. I have to uh, take with the voice recorder because I forgot to switch on my mic for this whole second part of this video. So anyway, I'm using my postcard to um try to line out for the grouting of this brickworks. My postcard is not that um fully ink because before this I was using on top of gouache that I tried painting, try using the last week. So it was a bit rough on it on this poor postcard. So it's now so the ink is not flowing fluidly. You can use white or black. When you use white, it looks new and how do you say that? It looks like it's been freshly painted. But then I'm going for the rustic look. So while I use white Posca first, then I would later use probably a darker paint to go over this white Posca. You could use this white color Posca to give an impression that it's like a newly patchwork. Most rustic or those kind of finishes, they have this kind of like when they have patches of white cement to as a repair works on certain parts of the bricks. So they just patch on some newly painted, newly cemented, and then they paint it with white or just use cement. So that's why you can mix it with colors. You can use gray, white, black, just to give the kind of worn out look. Well, I'm just using colors from the my watercolor palette. Well, that's already mixed with many colors, so it's a bit muddy. Mm, that's the purpose I want. I wanted actually to have this kind of either green or black. Later, I probably would use some green paint or green color to go over the groutings or the brickworks, just to create this mossy look, or those damped the brickworks are damped and they are full with they are they have moss growing over them. So I do go over with darker paint and just dabbing certain area, certain parts. I speed up the video a little bit because since this whole video is more than 1 hour long, so I need to have a shorter video. If not, it will be very difficult for me to upload a video which is more than 45 minutes, 40 minutes. So I'm just using darker paint to paint the underside of the bricks, so it creates kind of illusion like it's protruding out. It's like there's shadow underneath, so you're just using a darker paint just to draw, just to color the underneath or the side of the bricks so that it looks uneven. Yeah, I do that a bit at the corner there, corner of the bricks. A bit of the that this is the, I think, which green is this? I'm not sure. I think it's the emerald green. I'm not sure because you can add any greens that you like. So like it looks bright green, like what you see most moss would look like. And while I'm doing this, I am standing up, looking over my phone camera just to see whether the camera is capturing what I'm doing. Because before this, I tried, I did many other videos, a few videos I did. I did not post it. I'm unable to post it because I couldn't. The camera just did not capture what I was doing. Sometimes you see my head, sometimes you see only the bottom of the page. So it's quite difficult to adjust. So I'm constantly looking up and then looking down. And now this part, you see, I'm blocking the camera and I did not realize it. Actually I'm painting the timber, or the timber door there. And again, my camera did not capture this because I wasn't standing up and look at it. It's quite frustrating, and it's a bit irritating that you have to look over here and look over there and paint. So that is why I couldn't be able to do more videos, because I have this problem of I think I'm not organized, or I'm not sure uh, how to place my camera to record all this. What I have now is just a small uh, iPhone stand, which is at the side of me, and sometimes my head would bang against it. Okay, now I'm dotting uh, that timber, or that wooden panel door, or the timber strip door, because that timber panel doors, wooden or timber doors, is a bit too narrow for me to draw any wood grains. So I will dot. I will use this dotting and let it dry a little bit, and after that I'll go over by painting over it again, so that hopefully it will have this kind of like you'll create this kind of texture that it look woody. Yeah, I was trying to do that. So sorry about this. And I'm using browns mixed with some sepia. Kind of disappointing when I'm looking at it now. It's it's quite how do I say that? Quite, is it frustration? Yeah, I say that many times already. While I'm doing this, the editing is very terrible. And then when I have my camera with me and camera at my side and painting, also I'm having problem. Now I'm trying this just to use my paint and brush to dot up, do some. Hopefully, it'll look like stacks of stoneworks, because I think I'm feeling a bit tired to sit down and draw. Usually, I it's rare for me to sit and color or work on coloring for more than 1 hour. I like to I like to paint or color half an hour, then I'll walk about another half an hour. I'll just paint and then I'll rest and then I'll continue probably the next day or another day. So when I'm doing this kind of like more than 1 hour kind of sitting down and painting, it's quite tiring. So that's why I'm doing this kind of shortcut. Hopefully it looks like a stonework here. I was hoping when I paint this stonework, I would use Posca or fine liners to outline the stoneworks later, so that it looks a bit like uh yeah, hopefully it looks like a bit stonework here. Now I'm waiting for it to dry. While waiting for it to dry, I thought I'd try on painting the shrubs there. And since I don't have greens there, I thought of trying use my watercolor pencils. And the watercolor pencils I have is Dura, and I couldn't find the rest. I have this problem that I'm not organized, so all my stationaries and my coloring tools, they are all over, and some I couldn't find them. It's quite depressing actually. Actually a hoarder. I like to buy lots of coloring and stuff, but the thing is, I I don't have a proper space to stack them, to place them. My place is actually very small, and I just cleared my desk probably about almost 6 months, 7 months ago. That's why I started my coloring. Before that, I don't have any space to work. I only use my lap, and that, what do you call that? The one that you put on with the laptop, that small little desk on your lap. Yeah. So finally, I got my desk cleared and I can color. I was quite happy for a while, but now, since I have a desk, more books and toys and whatever pile on top. So now I have to look for shelves to shelves all this. If not, I do not know where I'm going to work, because my space is getting smaller and smaller. Now I'm trying to use this. It's not a fine liner. This is a waterproof uh, pen, drawing pen to outline the bricks or the stones. So I'm trying to use colored pencils and see how, because that the pen is a bit too black. Nope. I'll try Posca again. Oh, I'm trying this. I'm doing this. Okay. Trying to color the inside of the shrubs in black or dark brown or the grays. Can't recall actually. Yeah, I'm using a Posca now, and so it looks a bit better with Posca, right? I guess if you don't have a white Posca, you could use a white watercolor or acrylic pen to draw out the lines, draw out this the joints, or do you call that the groutings. And I would use this white, oh sorry, black watercolor, diluted black, just to go over the lines to make them look less stark white. If it's not black paint, probably you could use a mix whatever that's in your watercolor wells left over. That muddy color, you just go over it. And that's why I like coloring this rustic look, is because you don't have to be perfect when you use watercolor on them. Now I'm just using uh, this is a waterproof. Yeah, is it waterproof? Yeah, I think it's a no. I think it's a fine liners, fine liner just to outline. And I found my black colored pencils. Okay, just to go over. Sometimes you see certain of these joints or this in between the groutings, they are uneven, and they are not uniformly colored, right? You see some uh this is what I'm trying to do. I'm not sure whether this makes sense, but being rustic, you can sort of like get away with almost anything. You can use green, you can use red, you can use yellow, orange colored pencils just to draw. It doesn't matter actually, because when you say rustic, it's like it's it's been there for uh, many many years, right? You can you can put a graffiti over it. You can draw anything actually. See, I'm getting irritated because I just found out that my camera moved away from the wheel. So when I draw this pavement, it was not shown. So I'm this always happens whenever I do any video taping. There'll be certain scenes that will be blocked, and I forgot, or I did not realize that the camera moved, or the book moved. So I'm just painting over this with whatever mixes I have in my well. Probably there are blues, reds, greens, browns, and you use it some with some diluted with some water, and make sure they are not thick. Just use a little bit. I did mix some whites also. It's like certain slabs of pavement, you see different patches of colors, different grays, different browns. It seems that this book is for watercolor. It's watercolor friendly. I think I've been layering with lots of wet medium here, and it takes watercolor well. So this is a UK version of Enchanted Forest. I'm not sure about the US one, but the UK one, they're pretty good with the watercolors. Now I'm trying to create this stone look by leaving gaps of whites in between, so that it looks like there's like sharp edges. And I do apologize now. The camera, I did not shift my camera towards there. So and now it's blocked. Okay, more, I'll darken it. Before that I will be using diluted grays, and then I go with a little bit black, little bit, just, or maybe you add blues, just a little bit. Okay, I'm zooming out so that now I don't miss anything. So I'm going in further, the gaps, I will darken the area there. From the gaps, it should be a bit darker. I'm darkening the base of this, uh, whatever it is. Always at the bottom you have it should be in darker color. The darkest color always reserved at the bottom. I'm trying to add some whites to the grouting, and it went to the slabs there. It doesn't matter, just go over it. And this for the cement look, the grouts, the groutings, I mean, they are in cement looking. So I think it was a mix of blacks and whites. So more, I will darken more whenever I layer the first layer from the lightest, then slowly darken it, and you look and see whether which part you think that you want to add more. Then you just add layer by layer. Want me to do a tutorial on how I uh, drew this, or how I would draw in perspective? Just leave a comment so that I would know whether, if you're keen, then I can do a tutorial. But you need a graph pad for a better understanding of perspective, some practice. If you have a graph pad, it will be easier for me to to guide you. So I'm using Posca just now to line the edges of the stones, and sometimes the Posca they look stark white, so I'll probably use some diluted darker paints to go over them so that it doesn't look that stark white. I'm always on the lookout for a pen, something like a Posca acrylic pen, which they're not white. They are just probably on the beigey or the gray beige, the lightest possible color. But I can't seem to find that color I want. Just darkening that stems or the shadows inside that shrubs. And since I don't have a green paint, I just so happens that I found my watercolor pencils and just go over them. This is olive green. And you layer again the lightest color possible. For shrubs or trees, you have the one that's facing the light. Again, I'm blocking. And at this moment, I realized that I could mix my blue and yellow to get green, and I forgot about this. This is the color theory that Cat and Paste, when she talked about color theory in one of her video, that when you go to art school, you study about color theory. Yeah, I like Cat and Paste, her videos, and she's amazing with the crayons. Anyway, okay, so I got my greens. I'm painting it to darken the shadows, and I use either added the blues to darken the green for the shadows underneath the shrubs, where you see some newly leaves or shrubs protruding out. You have these shadows underneath, and you will paint it darker, and the top part of the shrubs where they catch light, it will be lighter, and you just leave it and just keep layering darker colors of greens or browns underneath. The bottom will be the darkest, and you can see the paper of this. It really takes watercolor well. It just blended in, right? You can see that there's no problem coloring using watercolors. Just adding extra shadows, uh, darker and darker. So you have to go layer by layer. That's how you use colored pencils. You layer color pencils. Same with watercolors too. So, and after this, I think, what am I doing now? Okay. Okay, I'm adding some darker paints to define the shapes of the pavements, the slabs. And you either, if you think that it's too dark, you use water to dilute them. And I'm adding more layers to the bottom of this brick wall, to the base. I'm just adding white just to see how this would look like. If I don't like it, I'll just add more other colors to cover them. So that's why when you have a good quality paper for watercolor, you can layer them, and you can add more diluted water to erase them. I'm just using fine liner again just to define the shapes of the pavements. So you look back and have a look at your coloring, and if you see that it doesn't look right, or it's not what how you like it to be, then you just paint it over and add more water, dilute it. I'm adding this postcard just for the highlights, but it doesn't really need to, actually, because to me the white is too white. Probably I think I'm gonna use paint to dilute it. Is because it's getting a bit white, I think. Yeah, I'm diluting it because it looks a bit white. Unless there's a very strong light or highlight there, then I'll use white. So what else? Oh, I'm adding just again the top of the bricks, because that's where the top part will catch the light a little bit. So not that white again. Just using colored pencil. Not really needing. You don't really need color pencils. Just I'm just adding it just to look at it, but it is you don't really need color pencils here. So I think it's finished now. If you think this tutorial, oh, it's not finished, sorry. I'm adding more for the shadows underneath, shadows underneath the shrubs. Yeah, it's almost finished actually. And if you think this coloring tutorial is helpful to you, and hopefully it will help you with your coloring journey, or you learn something from this, please do comment. And if you need more of this kind of tutorial, also please comment. I am very happy to share my skills. Other than that, um, I do hope that this video is not too boring and you understand my spoken English. And hope to see you guys soon. And thank you. Bye.